2, 1. Hello, everybody,
Hello.
and welcome to the Party Tits Black Tie Party.
Hello.
How are you? As you can see, we have an even amount of tits this evening because we have a lovely guest. So I am going to do introductions. So first and foremost, to the side.
It's hot in here.
It's so warm. To the side of me is Ben Berth. And
Hello.
my other gay dad, it's Keego, who looks like he's pulling a sickie with black tie because there's always that one person who's just sick and it's like, sorry guys, we're not coming out.
Yeah,
You're gonna leave. Don't do that. We have an hour. It'll be a very short hour.
Leaving early.
I'm
Typical.
going to head off there as well, guys. Thanks a million for everything. All right.
And back again is Sinead Quinlan, everybody. Welcome, Sinead. Hello. Yeah, so a bit about
blow there from you when I was coming in.
yeah, it was a silly. We do silly entrances. We love them. So a little bit about Sinead. She's a stand-up comedian. She has her own show on RTE called Seriously Sinead. So we recommend that you do watch it on RTE Player. And it'll probably be on RTE as well. And then also, yeah, Sinead, it's a party. What have you been up to? Tell us how your year has been. How many holidays did you take this year?
I know, so many holidays. Yeah, just all in my head. What a crazy year. Like, I feel kind of bad in a way. Like, we actually had kind of a good year. Do you know what I mean? I felt quite guilty for a while. I stopped feeling guilty now. So I'm like, what can you do? So, yeah, I made the series. Seriously Sinead. So I wrote that. I co-wrote it with the writers of Oh My God, What a Complete Aisling, the series, you know, the books.
Amazing.
So they're so nice as well, such nice girls. So wrote that, made it, filmed it, and then like it was just like there on RT Player. I was like, Jesus Christ, it all happened so fast. Like it was like a quick 6 weeks, like really intense 6 weeks, and it was done. It was crazy. And because it's online, pretty much up straight away. Whereas with TV, it's ages before it's up, when you see it. Whereas online, it's very faster.
I think it's also because people are at home. That what else are they going to do? They're just going. It gets up faster, you know. They don't have many other projects.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, lockdown is actually probably good. Do you know what I mean? People might just watch it accidentally, just being like, "Okay, we'll just watch something."
It's our strategy as well.
I mean, it was actually very similar for me. I had an intense period of 6 weeks where all of the weight that I lost from my diet at the start of the year, I put it back on by eating Nutella and using 3 pepperami as a spoon. That's how I did that.
There actually has been time to get into shape and then back out again. This is it.
Oh, yo-yo diet. I'm wearing Spanx underneath my dress because I just need the help to just get into it.
I had four neighbours had to help me into my Spanx earlier on, so we're very close neighbourhood here in Bray. So
can we talk about that? It's a black tie, Keego, and then you're in a dressing gown. You're not coming out. Some hoodie, Keego, exactly.
Two separate questions. I'm not coming out tonight. But no, there's a couple of issues, right? Last week we had a toga party, right? Really enjoyed it. All of us wore togas and whatever. Now, I ran into a slight issue. Sorry, let me just clear my wires here. I ran into a slight issue in that I couldn't get out of my toga for the entire week. I have been trapped inside the toga. So,
oh my God.
I had to go to work like this. So, because it's a double knot and I couldn't get it out, right? But I did wear a tie. So I am trying to join in, but this is why I was wearing my masturbation jacket before the show, because it's embarrassing.
I'm happy that you're hiding this because people don't talk about this enough. Do you know what I mean? People are victims of togas on a regular basis. You know,
it's like heroin. You think it's going to be a good idea, and then you get stuck, and it's you're chasing the toga dragon or whatever it's called.
I mean, it does look like the three of us have dressed to start a black tie night, and you've come dressed as what you would look like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like the accountant who's just like, yeah, I want to dance with my shirt off, and everyone's just like, why is the accountant always going loose on the work night? No.
Yeah.
Half a beer, and then suddenly you're like, I fucking love drugs. Like, you know.
I just snuck out of my boss's room trying to get a raise, and he gave me his tie. That's kind of what happened, you know. Very
Kind of
awkward.
like Ben is kind of like when you start a job first, and then Keego is like a month in. He's like, fire me, I dare you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you know, this is you
2020.
on drugs. Yeah.
This is the year 2020. This is how you start, and this is it right now.
Yeah,
I would start
2020 is not going well.
Have we started now? Gosh, what else? So the first question that we always ask is, what are people drinking? So Ben, I'm going to start off with you. What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, well, I thought I would prepare a little cocktail, little Ben cocktail glass. So I've got a martini glass. So you know when people are doing red carpet stuff, awards ceremonies.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah. Well, you watch it on.
I see it on the telly. I see it on the telly. Yeah.
And like and then the reporter will ask, hey, so what designer are you wearing? Well, the amount of stuff that I had to borrow in order to make any of this. This is my girlfriend's dad's bow tie. I didn't have a martini glass. Went to try and buy a martini glass. It's counted as inessential stuff. So I had to get a friend to loan me their martini glass. And all of it done by, like, because you can't go around to people's houses, she had to bring it to the front door after having washed, and then lay it down on the doorstep, and then I had to wait until she was back in, and then I had to go and collect it. It was like some sort of tribal religious ceremony was happening. Anyway, I've got it. I've got a martini glass.
It sounds like a Drake's Uncharted game.
Yeah.
I've
got my vodka. I was going to try and do like a martini, like gin and vodka, but I didn't do that. Anyway, I've just got vodka. It's going to be neat vodka, but I thought I would like at least,
So enjoy that. Enjoy it.
And then
shaking the vodka and then pouring.
Shaking, and then I'm going to give that a little thing, and then for added authenticity, got me one of these guys. So
nice.
There we are, guys.
Very high. I feel like I haven't come as prepared.
Well, I was trying to ask.
Look at that.
Sinead, what are you drinking tonight?
So obviously, like, black tie, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make it a bit fancy than normally, like, so it's a can of cider. But, I put it in this glass. So it's like a poor woman's whiskey, basically. A poor woman's whiskey. I couldn't be drinking out of a can, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is me making an effort. So yeah, fair play. Cheers, guys.
Cheers to that. Keego, what are you knocking back there?
I'm on a health kick, as you all know, as well as a week behind on the dress code.
But you were dressed the exact opposite of somebody who's on a health kick.
Yeah, I'm on a reverse health kick. Yeah,
you look like you have never stopped doing drugs since the age of 25. Like it's.
Well, I'm 20. I'm 27 now, and that was a bit harsh. Day drinking, Ben. If my trousers have disappeared. Sorry. And Doyle's back. No, the drink I'm having now, as we spoke a couple of weeks ago, I started it a couple of weeks ago due to my love of gangster rap, being a posh boy from South Dublin. So I'm still on the gin and juice, as Scoopy Dog used to say. So cheers to everyone, to your health. And
Cheers.
Wait, what are you drinking? Ailish, what are you drinking?
So like when you're so drunk that you can't feel the muscles in your face. It's a non-alcoholic. It's a grape juice drink. It's actually kind of nice, but I've tonsillitis, so they're like, just hold off the alcohol there now. Yeah, that's what I'm having.
Well,
so
here's to us. Let's make this the best Thanksgiving. Apparently, that's happening in America today.
Jesus, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Cheers.
Yes, so we are going to roll things along. Every show is a fundraiser. and we usually put up a link to one of the charities that we choose on a weekly basis. So this week, again, is the Dublin Rape Crisis Centre, I guess, in light of recent news and events. And so if you want to donate, do go onto their website. I think they're doing like a digital fundraiser for 16 days, or you can do, I guess there's also a thing where you donate €16, you nominate 16 people, and they nominate, and that they also donate €16. So do get onto that, because they do fantastic work. So we are going to get started with the conversation starters. Pardon?
I thought we'd started.
We haven't started. Do you not see the live button?
We'll start now. Will we start now? Yeah, just now.
We'll start now. And clack.
Yeah.
I just have to go and get things out of this thing. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
I guess the first thing we're going to go and get cracking. So black tie. Also, you guys at home, just message us, write in. I saw someone, I forget their name, wrote and asked Keego about his jumper. But if you have like photos of your drinks, or if you have photos of like if you're dressed in black tie, we want to see. Or do we have any comments from people?
Yeah.
Where's Neil? Neil's here every week.
Well, we got one saying bobblehead Keego. I remember him well. I don't know if that's talking about the toy Keego or actual Keego.
Yeah, that's vaguely sexual, so that's not to be talked about before 9 o'clock. It's an affliction I have, bobblehead Keego. It's also my stripper name.
Also, I don't want to be cruel, but this is a comment that's come from Rebecca Toblerone Cappuccini. Which sounds like if you allowed a child to name themselves, that's the name that they would choose. Like that's.
Or
I mean
her parents.
I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Like
parents got sponsorship from
very accurate description. Yeah.
No, I mean it in the nicest possible way. Like that is an exciting name.
I mean, you're being politically correct there in what you're saying.
I think maybe she sold her middle name. She sold her middle name to Toblerone for sponsorship. Like, that's a great idea during lockdown when you just want to have a side hustle. I think it's a great. I love the name.
That's a great idea. Well, sorry. What? That's a great idea.
Sell your middle name.
Would you? Yeah. Sell your middle name now. Look. I know we have plans here, but let's just take a left turn. Because I thought it was just something funny, but she actually sold her name to Toblerone. So here we go. Like obviously mine would be Babe Station. I'd sell it to Babe Station and say that's what my name is. What would you do, Ailo? Who would you sell your middle name to?
I'd love to have Apple as a middle name, because I know they definitely have money. Ailish Apple McCarthy. I'd like that. It's not like Ailish Toblerone or Ailish Cadbury's McCarthy. Like Apple have more revenue than both combined, I feel. What about you, Sinead? Have you thought about selling your name, and what would you sell it to?
Again, I love cheese, so I'm trying to sound somewhat fancy. I might say fromage. Yeah. So.
But you got to be able to say it when you're introducing yourself to someone when you're pissed. Like, so you can't. No one can humanly say that when you're pissed. So you'd be fromaggy or something, Maybe
I'll come with a spice bag then. Yeah.
Spice bag, Sinead Spice bag Quinlan. And then Ben. Yeah, that's a good one. Ben, what would your name be?
Oh, I've already changed my name. It's any wine, Ben. Any wine that would have me worth.
Thanks for the info.
There's a small fee there for the idea, so yeah.
Commission. We get commission on good ideas. I guess one of the conversation starters that we had for like black tie was a Debs. So I guess we're all Irish. Ben, if the accent didn't give it away, is Scottish, so he never had a Debs. So we got to tell Ben what it is. So a Debs is kind of like a debutante ball. It's where underage people dress in suits, and maybe they might be of age, but it's after their final leaving cert exams before they go into college, and dress up to the nines. And some people go all out, and some people not so much. So
You made
I'm selling
but there's no class involved.
no class. only the dress code.
Yeah, if you're dressed and go home with like a few holes and fag burns at the end of it, like you just didn't do it right.
Yeah, I guess. Does anybody remember their Debs? Does anybody? Like I went.
I was lucky, I suppose, at the time because I had a boyfriend in the same year, so we didn't have that awkward like having to ask someone. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like you knew like you would go together, so I didn't have to do that like awkwardness.
Yeah.
He's actually a nice guy. I kind of made it sound there like like we went together. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, did you have like how did you know who you were going to go with? Do you know what I mean? That's actually a big deal, like for the Debs.
It's a massive deal. Like I was dating a guy for 6 months, and we broke up 2 weeks before the Debs, and he thought I was still going to ask him, and I was like, no. No, thank you. You've made it very clear. So, but I brought a friend, and he brought me. Don't laugh at my misfortune. I brought a friend, and he brought me, and then I'm also like the token girl in a group of men. So like if someone didn't have a date, they were like, you know what? I'll bring one of the lads, Ailish, would you stick on a Guna and come to my Debs? So I ended up going to 4 Debs, including my own.
That actually happened to me as well. Someone came up to me and said, Keego, put on a Guna. And so that's how I went to my Debs as well.
But like I borrowed my sister's dress instead of having to go and buy another one, and then I alternated because it was like there was 1 year I went to 2, and then the following year I went to 2 as well.
Nice one. You were busy. You were flat out.
Sinead's being nice there. Sinead's being nice there. We made comments about this earlier on because I was the only sober one at my Debs. And even still, I just went for the free breakfast. But anyone who went to more than one Debs was kind of. I didn't say that. Not even with my eyes. I didn't say that. No. Not even the hand gestures. You know what I mean? Anything I say like this, it's like we all know what this means, and this negates the meaning of anything I say. Yeah, don't do that on the show.
I was well aware of the tone surrounding somebody who goes to 4 Debs. Like I had a family member. It's like, hey, you know what they call a girl who goes to 4 Debs? And I just responded like in pure innocence, popular.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I do remember one Debs where I just got so mischievous because my friend was just like, honestly, we did the photos with the parents. You can do what you want now. You can go talk to whoever. I'm here to see my mates, and if we see each other, like some of my mates were there, they're like, just enjoy the party, just have fun. So I went around and I stole everybody's bow tie. But I was very strategic about it because I put it on a drunk girl, and I'm like, look what she did. She had a fucking necklace of bow ties, and all the lads are like, where's my bow tie? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And I was going digging for them. Like I wanted to, it was like Pokemon. I just wanted to catch them all. So theft at a Debs. I think it was the last one. I was done with it at that stage. I was over it.
You went on a list after that,
yeah. So
there were some cruel things happened to Debs. Like I remember like seeing one of the girls, like she was sitting on the knee of the guy she came with, shifting another guy. Like I was just like, this is the cruelest thing I've ever seen. My God. The poor guy, like, and he was just kind of sitting there, just like, oh man, you know. I feel like maybe he still had hope or something. I'm not sure why he was still there.
Wow, Jesus, that's so nice.
He's just being chivalrous. He's just sitting there going, right. Well, look, if I move now, I'm ruining everything that's happening beside me.
Yeah.
You know,
like a tag team. If you come up for air, I'll jump in and kiss her. I came with her.
Day, romance died that day. Romance was murdered that day. But Ben, in Scotland, what's the equivalent of a Debs?
I mean,
do women sit on your knee while riding other people?
No, nothing like any of those socially anxious making moments that you've all just described. I mean, that sounds terrifying. And so in Scotland, it's just the prom. It's just an attempt to do like American style proms, but in Scotland. So like it means basically getting rid of all the glamour and bringing in more drinking in its place. And nobody ever, there was no dates, nobody ever, which, you know, because there was a kind of unwritten rule where going, we're all just going together as a year group, as a group of friends. Nobody has to bring a date, which a lot of people were like, that's amazing. I don't have to do the embarrassment of trying to find someone who will tell me no in my face. But so it was just a piss up. It was just a piss up in a nice hotel in Edinburgh. And we got dinner and some of the teachers were there. The thing that I liked about ours is that loads of like the more popular groups were like booking like stretch limos and all that kind of stuff that would pick them up and take them to the thing. One guy even got like a horse and carriage for him and his girlfriend, which sounds romantic, but was actually quite embarrassing because when me and my group of friends were heading there, they were stuck in traffic on the main street in Edinburgh, and
oh my God,
loads of people were driving by and yelling at them, which kind of scared the horse. So the horse was shitting on the street like every like 5 meters as the traffic slowly moved. But me and my group of friends, we thought, well, we're going to do exactly the opposite. So we hired like literally Edinburgh public transport. They have like buses from a museum, which are going to go to the scrap heap. And we were like, how much to hire like your oldest, shittest bus? And they went, do you know what? Fucking, it's only going to be destroyed after this. Have it for free. Just tell family and friends that if they need transport, we also have a fleet of actual coaches and things. So they gave us like this free, terrible old bus, which broke down. And so we had to walk the rest of the way. And we still got there before the horse and carriage guy. So that, I mean, that's the
oh my God.
So it was a laugh, but there was no, you know, kissing or bow tie theft. It was just a lot of people who shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah.
Just picturing like instead of like chocolate fountains, just have like iron brew fountains. Like, unbelievable.
Well, it was just a guy who drank, who like fell over and then shat, and then that was the fountain. That was. I don't know why, but I knew Keego was going to laugh at that. I mean, that's.
I was thinking of something else there, just as you were saying that. That was very funny. It was too lowbrow for me, for my taste. But no, it was. I have the mental image of the guy, kind of with a girl, with his date sitting on his knee while she's shifting someone else. It's too funny because you can just imagine him going to everybody else in the room, just fuck it, like. What can I do?
And did he look like he was like aware? Was he drunk and she had moved on to someone else, or was he just like what was his expression? Was he just kind of like?
He was it was as if it wasn't happening at all. Do you know, which I thought was probably the best option to take. It was he just carried on. You know, maybe if I don't react, nobody else will see.
Maybe if I don't react, I'm invisible. You know. So I think on the chair.
Oh man! Remember a girl like strapped a naggin to her thigh, trying to bring it in, you know. But she used like a load of masking tape, but she used so much that when she tried to take it off, it was too painful. So she just left the naggin there and kind of boarded from the thigh for the night. Like, that's exactly what was happening in the toilets. Like, it was after scenes, like, unbelievable. Yeah.
Because they all go to the Jack. They're drinking out of Sheila's thigh there. She'll accidentally wax her entire leg.
But with the Debs, you do shave your legs for the Debs, but you also put on fake tan. So if you took off the sellotape off your skin above fake tan, you just have this white mark.
Yeah, no Sally Hansen could have helped you in that situation. You know,
Fuck.
I do love that. You shave your legs for the Debs, obviously. Like, just, you know, obviously.
But you just don't shave your date. Yeah. Doesn't shift your date, doesn't drink at the Debs, no horse and carriage. Oh, good night. Yeah, I guess.
So Ailish, you did
Yes.
4. Okay, this is where we get the scoop. Okay, and it may end friendships, but this is why people tune in to the party tits every Thursday. Of the 4, rate the Debs that you went to. What was your favorite?
Name them.
And then I think mine was number 4 because you just get so stressed with the planning and the whole organizing of it. You know, you're like stressed out, like, oh, when am I going to see my friends? When am I going to bump into them and meet them? You know, and you feel like you're hosting. It's like a really busy birthday. So mine was the least favorite. The next one, probably tied with that, was one where I went to Conlitz. I was asked to be a date, but I guess I was kind of on my own most of the night. Yeah.
you were the guy who was being sat upon to shift somebody else.
Probably, yeah. And gosh, and then the second favorite would have been, so the guy who came to my Debs, his name was Sean. I went to his Debs as well, and it was like an all boys school, and it was down in like Meath, so we all got a bus down. It was the crack. I just started talking to loads of, like, he was introducing me to friends. I was like, hello, I know Sean from Irish College, and like that's why I'm here. And, yeah, gosh, and then we had like breakfast. So when Keego said you had breakfast, I was like, I didn't get this. You don't get this type of hospitality in Dublin.
Breakfast. Yeah.
No, in a boys school they fill you. They put breakfast into you.
Sorry.
They put breakfast into you at 4 in the morning.
I'll just go.
No. I heard that back in my head and I was like, God damn it. And then my favorite one was the one where I was invited and a lot of my friends happened to be there and was very mischievous, which resulted in theft.
We haven't moved on from that comment. You're still just taking that comment in.
No.
We're still there.
You gotta recognize the room there, Alo. You can't. Yeah. Well, I didn't start drinking until I was 22, so I was sober on the night of my Debs, which as I'm drinking Lucozade and they're going up and up and up, it wasn't the most crack. But the next morning, speaking of breakfast, right, because this was at the Celtic Tiger was about to happen. That's how old I am. And they bring out the breakfast the next day in the silver, the silver thing that they lift off the plate like it's the Titanic. And it's like a dead pig of bacon and sausage and all this sort of stuff, and everyone is green. And I've never had as many sausages in my life, but that would have gone in a completely horrific direction.
You're at my party now. You're at my party now. Yes, bitch.
Like a ton of Debs, you know what I mean? It's it just kicks off.
Sinead,
sure.
You had your boyfriend. You brought your boyfriend to your Debs, and then he brought you to his. Which one did you prefer?
No, we were in the same school, so it was absolutely.
Oh, you didn't even get 2 Debs out of it. What a selfish relationship! Like you could have.
Because, like, the way you have to kind of mind people, otherwise, do you know what I mean? We knew everyone. Like, it's actually great. I'd highly recommend it.
This is amazing. This is amazing to me because when I was growing up, the only people I knew were either my family or the people in my school. Like, all of you sound like the most cosmopolitan, well-connected individuals that I've ever met. Like, oh yeah, no, I've got a friend in Maynooth, or fucking, we're getting a bus down to go and party in the country. You sound like Downton Abbey, all of you. Is what.
We're cosmopolitan.
Yeah, Lord above. Woo! Yeah, I guess what brings so what is it? Free breakfast and then bowling and leisureplex and ball gowns and 9 a.m. Good times.
Ooh, yeah, we did.
Stilettos on a bowling alley. Stilettos on a bowling alley with heavy bowling balls. I don't know what's the recipe for a headache.
Yeah.
Like even that, like, oh, we stayed up all night and then we went bowling in our ball gowns. Right, all right, 1920s New York. I mean, I feel like I have been severely let down from where I came from.
It's really not classy at all. Like, there's no class in it. Like, no class at all. Like, no. Seriously, don't be fooled by the way we describe this.
Yeah, Ben, we're sugarcoating it. Basically, from let's say it kicked off at dinner time, right? So once you get to, if dinner starts at 7, once you get to 7:30, no one can speak English. It goes back to a kind of a grunting, a ritual thing, yeah. And so in my school,
everyone's on slur.
Yeah, on the slur, exactly. They're trying to say vodka, but they're so pissed they can't say it. So the women lined up on one wall, and then there'd be one fella who would go woman to woman saying, "Will you be with my mate?" She'd say no. "Will you be with my mate?" She'd say no. And you'd work your way along the line until you find someone. And that was how relationships started in the 90s.
In Ireland.
But you still got a story out of it. My prom was, we showed up, we drank, we were told to get out at midnight, we were sad. That's how.
Oh my God, that was so funny. My light turned off.
Yes,
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow. It's like unsolved mystery.
We got a 3-course then. Like, did you get food?
We got like a little sit down meal. Which was really nice. And we got to, so we were all at a table. We were all at maybe 7 or 8 tables, and it was like a pupil, a teacher, a pupil, a teacher. So you couldn't even go wild at the dinner table because you were sitting next to fucking Mr. McDonald from PE, and he was asking you what you want to do with your life, and it's like right now, lager is what I want to do with my life.
Man.
No. The teachers were invited to the Debs as well, but they had their own table. We were saying so originally Ben was just like, where did the name Debs come from? And I said a woman called Deborah was sacrificed, and we named the festival Debs every year after, in her memory. Just like, thanks, Debs. Love you, Debs.
I mean, it means that me and Ailish and Sinead, we all look like we're on the same meeting here, and it looks like now Keego with his lights out has like, was this the link for the Dungeons and Dragons?
It looks like a CCTV, like cam. CCTV.
It got very creepy very fast there. I do apologize. It was supposed to be another 20 minutes before that happened. But like, did anyone?
It actually looks like a pillow. It looks like it's a pillow, like not even a toga.
Yeah, it looks like you're on a long haul flight.
Yeah. Look, I'm fashionable and I'm functional.
You're on the free wine. Yeah.
Catwalk ready. Nightlink bus home ready. You know, that's what it is. But did anybody for Debs or proms? Now this is a weird one. Did any of your teachers try to get off of it, or get off? That's such a 90s phrase. Hit on any of the students, because we had a couple of teachers who every year would, you're not in the school anymore, I'm not your economics teacher anymore.
Good night.
Yeah. So we had a couple of teachers who did that. Now, in fairness, I hit on a few teachers myself, but it's okay when it's going that way. It's just when it's going the other way. Did anybody try and hit a teacher?
I mean, Keego, I don't want to break it to you, mate. It's not okay when it's going that way. That's
when it's going the other way. No.
Yeah, no. Well, look, I don't know. I can't flirt anyway, so it was just a conversation that she wanted to get away from. So
next theme for party is going to be a social services party, and we're going to really sit you down, Keego, man, and help you through the pain. You know.
Jesus, this week everyone has turned on me. This week is absolutely. Forget the dress code one week and you get labelled.
It was the first time I'd say I saw a teacher like as an actual human being and not a teacher. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
yeah. Outside of school, I was like, oh my God, like you're an actual human with like a life. You know what I mean? It was actually kind of mind blowing. It's weird. You know, you could actually, everyone would call them by their first name, actually get a great laugh.
That was my next question. What did you call them? Because you kind of still, one of my best mates' dad was the vice principal in our school, and I still call him Mr. Surname, and he keeps saying, no, look, You left school 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago I finished secondary school? I don't know. Time has lost all meaning. What are you laughing at, lad?
You spoke like a tiger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go fishing for compliments and then you could just get shot.
Nah, we're on to you. No, I bumped into my teacher. I left school 10 years ago and I bumped into my teacher and I was just like, hey, Mr. Surname. And he was just like, you know, your teacher doesn't remember you because they've had like 300 students a year and it's been 10 years. It's just like, hey, it's you.
To be fair, like, how would they gonna remember everyone? Like, unless you were like a really bold kid, like they remember you. But
you'd have
to be one or the other. You'd have to be like a super brainy person, or you'd just be shitting on the desk every day. Like it's one or the other. That's the only way you'd be remembered.
Just squatting on the desk. Keego, what's cool? Don't answer that question. Don't answer. Jesus Christ. So we'll move on from that. We'll segue into our James Bond part of the show. And I guess I'm gonna go around. I'll start off first, but I'll go around and ask if anybody has like a favorite James Bond. My favorite is obvious because I like Pierce Brosnan, who was the only Irish James Bond. So he is my favorite. I think he had a bit of suave. I think it was pretty excellent. I don't like Daniel Craig as James Bond because you see him in the movies doing a great job, great acting, but every fucking interview is, I don't want to be here. And I hate it. Like, he's such a moany fuck.
Want to be James Bond? I don't understand. Like, there's something about a contract, something. Like, imagine like the fear of being typecast this incredible person. Like, it's not like it'd be a bad thing to be typecast as. It's James Bond. Like, I don't know. What's your story, Daniel? If you could just write into us there and leave us know.
Yeah, we have the width of the audience that he's gonna tune in and he's gonna write a comment. Like Ralph Fiennes is known for Voldemort. Like he could be known for worse. Like Daniel Craig is known for like slick, you know, womanizer James Bond, and he's just like, I don't want to be like, don't sign the fucking contract then. And then we have Tom Hardy, who's like going to be the new James Bond. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yes, Tom Hardy. So bring him up to the cinema when they reopen.
Yeah. And oh my god, he's insanely good looking.
Just the mere mention of his name makes women pregnant. So just be careful. Don't say it too many times.
Okay. Sinead, did you watch the Bond films? Are you familiar with them? Do you have a favorite Bond?
I mean, to be fair now to the poor old Sean Connery, who's really just passed recently enough, but I thought he was an excellent Bond. I think he died on Halloween, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Which is spooky. Weird.
So he was your favorite?
He was just so suave, like, I don't know, I loved Sean Connery, like, thought he was brilliant, really good Bond. Should get in that.
I think he was one of the originals, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So he kind of led the way. And then, Ben, do you have a favorite Bond?
Well, I was going to say Sean Connery as well. Both of us born in Edinburgh. Both of us look pretty good in about. I mean,
sexy Ben. Sexy Ben.
I mean, like when James Bond is in a tuxedo, James Bond looks good. When I'm in a boat, I look like a wine waiter. Like I look like I've come to your table to take your order. Or I look like I'm the sort of. I look like a stripper for a hen party that doesn't have a lot of money or options. Is how I feel.
So you look like the cast of Magic Mike.
Yeah, exactly. I look like the sort of stripper for a hen party that's on like a party bus around town, but they're on a budget, so I'm also the driver. And you know,
bus to the depth, isn't it? That's
the same bus. Yeah,
it's me. You know, so I was going to say Sean Connery, but I didn't know this. And I feel slightly uncomfortable is that Sean Connery was a bit of a wife beater.
No.
Little bit. No.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, there's an interview.
You didn't know. It's okay.
There was an interview going around with him saying like that he personally believed it was all right in an argument in the heat of a moment to give a woman a slap, and it's very uncomfortable. Watching, it's very uncomfortable. Trying to, I mean, you know. So I'm going to go for the safe choice of the very cute Timothy Dalton, who's James Bond in 2 films. He was also the first James Bond I saw as well. Those 2 films, and so yeah, he's my favorite. I like him.
Was he the one who tapped a girl's bum to say the men are talking as she left the room?
No, that's got Roger Moore written all over it.
That was an ad lib, yeah.
Like the women are talking. Keego, do you have a favorite Bond?
Well, look, I'm like yourself, right? I'm a big Pierce Brosnan fan. To go from Navin to James Bond, it just shows the range of the man. I don't think he should get an Oscar, a Grammy, a Razzie, an AVN award, all of these awards for that kind of transition in terms of character. But I'm the same as you with Daniel Craig. It's like, you know, he comes out of the sea in a pair of little jocks on, looking like a shaved dolphin, and you go, look, this is the erection is purely coincidental erection there, Daniel. But no,
a mystical place. You know what I mean? You can spell it the same way, frontwards, backwards. Incredible. It's incredible stuff. Yeah.
That's it. It's the cinematography that makes that scene, you know. But no, it's for me, it's Big Pierce from Navin.
Big Pierce from Navin. And what is it? Billie Eilish did the music video for Bond this year.
Yes, yeah. Well, she released it. And then COVID-19 hit, and then they didn't release the film that went with the song. And they kept not releasing it. So Daniel Craig is now still James Bond and will be for the next 7 years, despite never making a film.
There's a new Bond, is there? I didn't know that. I thought your man Ian Fleming, he's a bit like your man, the Scientology fella. They keep finding his old stories in someone's attic. I thought he was. I thought Ian Fleming died years ago. No, is he still?
Yeah, he did. They made more films.
Oh, is James Bond woke now? Is he like one of these kind of 2020 James Bonds?
Well, so the Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who is Fleabag, co-wrote this upcoming James Bond film.
Oh, the loop is over there. I'm very much out of it. Sorry.
What? So, Keego, are you just going to be in the dark?
Yeah, I can't get this light working. So it's just been one of those days, guys. The lights stop working. You wear a toga to a black tie, and I don't know how I can make this worse. But
I mean, Pierce Brosnan's range. You know what I mean? The fact that he was in Mamma Mia, like, incredible. You know.
Yes, he was.
His singing was phenomenal. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Pierce Brosnan in Mrs. Doubtfire as well? Wasn't?
Yeah, he was.
Robin Williams.
No. So Robin Williams was, but wasn't like the reason Robin Williams dressed up.
He was the new boyfriend.
Yeah. He didn't like. Yeah.
So
he was also in at World's End. You know, at World's End, he's in that. And he's like one of the robots. He's very good in it.
Simon Pegg film. Yeah, I watched that the other night.
It's good. And completely, like, here's a bit of trivia for you. So if any actor signs up to be James Bond and plays him in movies, they can't wear a tuxedo in any other film. It's part of their contract because the identity of James Bond is a tuxedo. So they either have the bow tie undone or they have like shirt collar undone as though they have just worn a tuxedo, but they can't appear in any other film wearing a tuxedo because it's contracted and like you are James Bond and this is what James Bond is, so you can't replicate this in any future films going forward.
Wow. Well, look, it's not only is it a party, but it's also educational, and it also explains why Pierce Brosnan in a deleted scene in Mamma Mia had his cock out while wearing a tuxedo, because he can't have everything.
You can't have the whole thing. Yeah.
You're James Bond. Oh no, you've got your cock out. So no.
Well, I mean, that's where they.
You have to do it. Yeah.
Well, that's where they get the title from the film.
It's from a character, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody walks into a room, he's got his cock out, and they just go, "Mamma Mia!"
Mamma Mia.
I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready. Fucking hell.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Mamma Mia.
Jesus.
Very good.
Had a bit of a IT malfunction there. My camera went for a hop. Yeah, I guess so. We all know we're moving on to the next segment. We all know what we're drinking, but like, what is it? Has anybody made their own cocktails? If anybody would identify it as a cocktail, what cocktail would you be? I think I'd be the Malibu and juice because that's just my favorite. It says nothing about my personality. It says nothing about any of my characteristics. I just like it.
Is that the drink that you've had in the last couple of shows?
In the last couple of shows, yes. Oh, Sinead.
Yeah.
Coconut rum and tropical juice. Thank me later. Honest to God.
Unreal. I'm going to try that.
It's really nice. Yeah, do. So would anybody Ben, would you, if you were a cocktail, what cocktail would you be?
I would be a white wine spritzer. But instead of the wine on the bottom, it would be lager, and instead of the spritzer, it would be the wine. So
you lost me, Ben. You lost me.
Yeah, you lost me.
It's just like I just said it in a nice, polite way, but what I meant was I would be happy to mix lager and wine, and I would be absolutely fine to drink.
Sounds like a deli mixer.
Yeah. What music would you like played at your funeral, Ben?
Obviously, I'm too sexy by Right Said Fred. Obviously, but
I mean, I appreciate that sounded like you were genuinely asking and also issuing a threat. That's like,
yeah.
I like to keep people on their toes, you know.
And Sinead, what kind
I've been using this kind of mint body wash lately. It's been kind of nice, so I'm probably a mojito just because of that. Yeah.
Oh, mojitos are dangerous. They are so dangerous. I remember the first time I had one, I was 16 and I was in my parents' house and it was like Father's Day or something, and someone who I don't know, I think it was my auntie, but someone like I can't remember, like brought a liter of mojito, and I was just like, how come nobody's touching that? Can I have some? Like, I've never drank before. Can I try it? And my dad was just like, sure, enjoy, have as much as you want. And my mom was just like, no. And my dad was like, no, there's only one way to learn this lesson. And so I'm knocking them back. Yeah, sculling them back like they're Ribena, and then start getting the spinnies and puking my ring up. And then I run into my parents' room and I'm like, guys, I'm getting sick. How do I stop it? My dad goes, did you have bread? And I said, yeah. And he goes, did you drink water? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, Jesus, just tie your head back and think of Ireland. I believe we lost a tit.
Oh no! Hey, but do you know what? Do you know what we did have? Somebody backing up old Benny here. D Dooley has agreed with me. Snap, Ben, exactly what I have: wine and Corona, the Warona. Yes, please.
Double D
and
Dooley
married on the morrow.
It sounds like the Rona.
Haven't Corona changed their name now? They've kept the same packaging, but it's called something else.
What? I never heard that.
I think I saw that. Anyway, also for good measure, Toga 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 from Neil O'Dwyer. And Sinead.
Sinead is back.
Oh!
Hey! Did you fart? Did you leave the fart?
I'm safe there. If I did, you wouldn't know. Why would I leave for that?
Well, I did that in my first show. I tuned out and I came back going, sorry guys, I had to go fart. Honest to God.
It was the early part of the relationship, though. It's very nice. You know, I have to go do a fart, so I'm going to just turn everything off in the house, hit the first switch on the electricity, and then turn everything back on. But no, the cocktail I would be, I know no one asked, but I'd be obviously a slippery nipple or bad sex on the beach. That'd be one of the two. And they're both autobiographical, just in case you're
not telling yourself here. Yeah.
Nah, like
it's the reverse. Is it reverse psychology or is it true? You know what I mean? It's that kind of. I'm confusing people into being interested. You know.
People. So the sex on the beach drink is great, but I think people kind of oversell sex on the beach. Like, sand, it's just like exfoliator, and water is a terrible lubricant. So, let's combine these two things together with alcohol.
Yeah.
And
I blame the film Grease. They romanticized it. You know, they were the ones to blame. Absolutely. Danny and Sandy fondling in the sand. Yeah.
But it'd be very, very different on an Irish beach, though, because it's not sand, it's stones and like boulders from the Atlantic Ocean.
And pebbles as well. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you heard? So talking about Greece there.
Yeah.
So talking about Greece there. Have you heard the theory that in Greece they're all dead? Because there's right at the end of the film, Danny and Olivia Newton-John get in the car, and then Danny and Sandy, and then the car starts it leaves the road and it starts flying up through the sky. And so, there's this theory now that Danny and Sandy died at the start of the film, and this is their passage towards the afterlife. And
my God!
So
to get to heaven, you've got to take part in some sort of weird musical with a leather jacket.
You got to bring your ex back.
I don't have the hair for that. I can't do that. No,
I mean, it's a very Protestant idea of the afterlife. So it's not a Catholic film.
I wasn't ready.
It's everybody else in the afterlife, because Rizzo had a near miss with teen pregnancy, and then she's like, I'm not pregnant, by the way. It really was a shite ending. Oh gosh. I didn't watch Grease too.
No, we just kind of was like, flying away into the sky. Didn't really just
it's a nice ending.
Such a random.
And the ending is Danny does he puts on like a cardigan, but Sandy's the one who's got to fundamentally change everything about herself for a man. And that's Grease. I don't understand how so many girls like this film. It's a horrifying message.
I love the way you said Grease at the end. Like, Grease is the word, okay? Oh, fuck.
But I thought you meant the country Grease when you started talking, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I caught up eventually. But never change for a man. But if you want anything done, put a pair of those nylon trousers on, and everything will get done. You two ladies.
Right. Just gonna write that down there. All right.
If you want a sugar daddy, nylon. If you want him to change the tire in your car, nylon trousers.
I think I might be too old for it to be like a sugar baby now. I'm 27. I feel like they want younger. I think I'm gone past, but after missing out. I missed out. My opportunity was there. I didn't take it.
Well, it depends on the age of the sugar father, the sugar provider.
If you will. Jesus. How did we get here so quickly?
He wanted to pay me money with my underwear once. I was offered that.
Right, here's the next half hour sorted. Tell us more. What happened and how much? So
that's shocking.
Did he ask
somebody actually came up to you and said,
not in real
couple
life.
of Bob.
Instagram life. Yeah.
Instagram
he
life.
sent me a message. So his name was Ben. Was it Ben?
Ben.
Oh. I'm starting to
you could have picked any name.
Wait, I mean, okay, firstly, it was definitely not me. Well, the guy's name was Ben. All right, okay.
Yeah, so his name is Ben. So he was going to pay me €30 for used underwear. Yeah, they had to be used. Part of it.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Ben, I hope you're finding the help you deserve.
The added insult there is that he was only offering 30 quid. I mean, that's...
I felt Ben said that first. Done by, do you know what I mean? I thought he knew I wasn't in the the underwear game long. You know what I mean? He was taking advantage. I kind of put up a fight. I was like, "Come here, Ben. I feel like they might be worth a bit more than €30 if I'm honest with you." Do you know what I mean? Then
Yeah,
he went
these
down
are
to
agent
France
provocateur.
he had actually paid, like, I actually kind of felt sorry for Ben at the end. He had paid loads of women money and he never got the underwear. So he was like, he had to bring his price down because he was actually running low on funds. But
That could have been why.
yeah, unfortunately, he did actually have to turn Ben down. You know what I mean? He had to
Stop saying Ben. Just say the guy. Stop saying my name.
Can we put
Can we
a
call
surname
him
on there,
Ben
Sinead?
Vogt?
Can we say Ben Vert?
We'll call him Tim. We'll call him Tim. Jesus,
Well, listen,
that's
if the guy's watching, Dee Dooley is another person you could try. She's said she may be willing.
But you kind of worry about Ben, not our Ben, but another Ben. Like you kind of go like, how many rent payments did Ben miss by buying filthy underwear off people on Instagram? You know,
and not
Ben.
receiving goods. Do you know what I mean? I actually did feel quite bad for Ben. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he had someone who could talk to about it that could fight his case. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Ben
Yeah.
was very much, he was just screwed. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but how many?
We chose the episode where our Ben is in a suit, who couldn't be further away from this Ben. He's so so slick, He doesn't be polar opposites to the other Ben.
Yeah, I know. There'd be some days I'd be kind of strapped for cash and I'd be thinking about it, and I'm like, what a fool you were, Sinead. What a fool you were. I
could have gotten a 3-1 on the way home.
Yeah, it's like, Ben, I need to pay my phone bill and there's someone's underwear. But the real question is, how many times did you accept payment without sending the underwear? That's the big question.
No, we're not even going to go.
No, because I think Ben has sent me a message as well, and I've accepted €140 off the guy.
Okay, do you know what? Do you know what? From now on, we're calling the guy fucking Samuel or something like that. Because my girlfriend has just put up a message saying, "Thank God," to my changing of my name to Ben, not that Ben.
Not that Ben. Okay. Lads, also on that lovely note, we are coming to the end of our show. So also I just want to say thanks again, Sinead, for joining us as a guest this week. Thank you so much. And good. I'm delighted because you're our first guest, so we're like, how's this gonna go? And even about the tips. Yeah, so thank you for joining us. And so next week, you can catch Sinead on socials. So you have an Instagram. Where can they find you, Sinead?
Sinead Quinlan _ because Sinead Quinlan was taken. Lousy. Do you know what I mean? I actually we nearly messaged the Sinead Quinlan that took it, but I was like, look, fair enough, turn in too. Do you know what I mean? So it's Sinead Quinlan _ I'll be on the Den as well. I'm on the Den on Sunday, 6:30. I'm the non-roving reporter. So I'll be there with Dustin and the boys. That's very amazing. Really good. Yeah.
Amazing. We'll be sure to tune in. And then next week we have our superhero party. Gordon Rochford is joining us. So Gordon Rochford is the presenter of Those Conspiracy Guys. And that's their poster. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on all of the podcast platforms. And yes, so we will see you guys next week.
Wait, sorry, Ailish, before you go, we've got one more little banner.
Whoa.
So we are currently planning and thinking about having a live Party Tits party, and we think it should be Christmas based because it's going. It just came around the corner too quickly. It's already December. In my head, it's still March. But so we're looking at live venues in Dublin, and I guess we want to hear from you guys. Do you guys want to have a live party? Is it just going to be, the tits at this party? We want to know if you guys are interested or if you guys would like to buy tickets.
Can I just ask one question? Sorry, I know we're running out of time, but is it okay if I wear my toga to our Christmas party? Because I don't know if I can undo this knot in the meantime. So if it's okay, I'll wear the toga.
Ben's nodding. I think Ben has already agreed.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, Ben's just like, do it. You do you.
And when you go on stage, we're going to make sure that all the lights are out. So there's this evocative. You've got the image of some kind of poet going on there, or some great
We'll
piece
get
of
a smoke
theatre.
machine. We'll get a smoke machine. We'll get lasers, and we'll have a really, really epic entrance. Look at the lasers! He's so happy.
You don't have to have smoke machines. Like, how are you going to do it? You're going to synchronize it in time? Like, sounds like quite a lot of work, is
So many questions.
Well, we're gonna hopefully have a budget by then, but it's a month away. Sorry, yeah, exactly. Well, come along, do come along. We'll be putting it all over Facebook. And thanks again for joining us today. We really enjoyed having you at our black tie. So thanks for jumping in, right? And we'll see you tits next week. Bye.